Welcome to my first episode of my new podcast. I'm so excited to be here with my favorite lender, Hannah. We're going to be answering the most asked buyer questions today that we both get asked whenever people are starting the buying process. Hannah, just go ahead and introduce yourself, say what company you're with, and how long you've been in the business.
Yes, so I am so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you here.
I am with Anchor Home Mortgage. We are based out of Alpharetta, Georgia, but I am here in South Carolina, and I'm licensed in Alabama, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Yes, I got all of them.
Wow.
Yes, so I am so happy to be here.
Just us having conversation, and we're going to answer the most asked questions so
Let's
we can
do
get
it.
buyers ready to buy a house. So, first question. What credit score do people really need to buy a home?
So there's really no right answer for that. A lot of places can go down to 580. We can also go lower than 580. You would just have to have a down payment, a certain percentage down depending on loan amount and your credit score. So 580 is the typical. We'd always like it higher to make sure that you can get approved with no flaws. But yeah,
Okay.
it's not as high as people think it is.
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was way higher.
Yeah, a lot of people think it would probably be in the 600s, but honestly, it's really not that bad.
How much money do people actually need to buy a house?
That's a loaded question also because it all depends. You can need anywhere from $0 to as much as you want to put down. So there's certain loan programs like USDA and down payment assistance programs, VA, where I shouldn't mend those together. So we have USDA and VA where you have no money down, and then you still have to have the closing costs.
Okay.
We like to get as much in closing costs as possible from the seller.
Mm-hmm.
I've had multiple loans where the buyer has come with $0 to the closing table. It's fantastic.
And that's what we want.
Yes, that's definitely what we want.
I feel like most first-time home buyers are most intimidated by how much money they have to put down up
Correct.
front.
Yes.
So I feel like it definitely eases people's minds if they do qualify for the $0 down.
Yes, that is a huge thing that I like to let people know is you don't have to be loaded down with money to close on a home because that's a huge thing that people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And with the USDA and VA, no money down. And then we have down payment assistance programs if you do not qualify for either of those. So
Does checking someone's credit hurt their score?
it can negatively affect the score. It's not as dramatic as people think.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I always like to do a soft pull just to make sure that the credit is where we need it to be. If it's not, then I will not do a hard pull.
Mm-hmm.
A soft pull does not affect your credit at all.
Okay, perfect. How long does someone need a job to be qualified for a pre-approval?
So typically you need to be employed for the most recent 2 years with no gaps. Small gaps are okay, but large gaps tend to become an issue, and we can work around some of them just depending if there's any extenuating circumstances.
Okay, perfect. Is a lower rate always better?
No, not necessarily. A lot of people like to drill that in people's minds, but I like to say the opposite. It depends on you and your time, like what you want at the time. So a lower monthly payment, a lower rate, which can also help with lower monthly payment, or if you want to come to closing with no money. So a down payment assistance is going to have you coming to closing with no money, but it is going to have a little bit higher of a rate. But if you do the forgivable down payment assistance, you automatically have 3.5% equity in your home. So you kind of got to weigh it out. I mean, equity in your home versus a better interest rate at the time. You can always refinance.
Yeah, definitely. That was another one of my questions is, should people be scared of the interest rate, or should they buy now at a higher interest rate and then refinance later?
Honestly, the interest rates are doing the best they can right now. They are a lot better than they have been. A few years ago when I started in the field, they were in the lows. They were as low as they've been in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It is not looking like they're going to get that low again. So people are waiting, and they shouldn't be.
Okay.
They are as low as they've been in a while right now, and you can refinance. If they go down again, refinance. But the rate can make a difference as far as like a couple dollars to a couple $100 a month. It all depends on how much you want it dropped. We can also pay to buy it down. So there's no getting stuck in there.
Okay, perfect. So how does refinancing actually work?
What do you mean by that?
So when someone hears the word refinance, I think that they just think my rate automatically goes down. So what actually goes into refinancing that makes the rate go down?
So there's multiple different kinds of refinancing. There's a rate and term, and then there is a cash out. So if you want to go to refinance and get cash out of your equity, you can do that. We can also work on the rate at that time, but your monthly payment is going to go up because you are taking cash out of your home. If you want to do rate and term, we can definitely do that. When you are going to refinance, you have to have a certain percentage difference between the interest rate to make sure that it's actually going to be a valuable thing for you to do.
Yeah.
It is a lot easier to refinance than it is to purchase, obviously. You get me a few documents. We can get it done pretty quick. You obviously have a couple $100 cheaper payment usually, and it's easy and good to go. So sometimes we require an appraisal, but it's easy to do.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, definitely. Is renting cheaper than buying right now?
I would say rent can be very equal to buying right now. A lot of my buyers, every time we get on the first phone call, I always ask them what is your monthly payment that you are comfortable with? And they usually give me their rent amount. And we are totally good with that. So when you are putting that rent amount towards your own home, you're getting equity. It's your home. You can change whatever you want. You don't have to rely on a landlord. There are obviously downs, like you have to make the repairs yourself.
Yeah.
But you don't have to worry about a landlord ignoring you or not fixing things or getting rent to them on a certain day, you know.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on what stage you're at in your life, if you are wanting to move soon or just completely up to you.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of my clients that are first-time home buyers, they come to me and they say, I've been renting for a while. I feel like my mortgage is not going to be any cheaper, and they're like worried about that. But I always say that it's what you just said, where they're at in their life, and if it makes sense for them to start building equity sooner rather than later is so important. I bought my first property at 19, and so now I'm almost 3 years in the property, and I'm still building equity in it. So I just feel like if you're able to do it and you're just nervous and you're scared, I feel like that's where the right team of people can really show you your options and show you that it's not that scary.
Yes.
And that's why I think that talking to your realtor and talking to your lender is so important, because I feel like you don't have to be buying right now or want to buy right now to have a conversation with us. If you're just kind of exploring your options and seeing what you think could be possible, we are here to help you. And I think that it makes everything a lot clearer, and you get all your questions answered, and you're not just sitting there waiting, and then you're like, oh, I should have bought a house 5 years ago.
Right.
And I definitely could have.
Right. So we're here for you at all times.
Yeah.
We're free.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay us. We're here. Our knowledge is here, and we're here for you. So your rent is going to go up year by year usually. Your mortgage, it's staying the same. It's not going anywhere. If it goes up slightly, it's due to taxes and insurance, and we can always work on getting your insurance down. So that is something that is also great, is that you don't have to, oh crap, next year is it going to go up a couple $100? Can I do that? So that's a huge thing. A big thing for me, I feel like I'm different in some of the things, and obviously there's lenders everywhere that do different things, but I want you to come to me sooner rather than later. I want to help you. If you want to purchase in 3 months, I want to see you now. I want to make sure that your credit score is where it needs to be, and if it's not, let's get it up. Let's get it up even if it's where you want it to be, just because let's get you a better rate.
Yeah.
Let's make sure it's going to work out. Even just for you. I mean, everybody wants a high credit score, so let's get that up, and let's make sure that you're saving the money you need, and let's see what you can be approved for, because if it's not where you want it, let's see what we can do to make a change. So always come to the lender earlier rather than later, because you want to make sure you're ready, and even if you think you are, you're probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that you're never going to know until you get it checked out.
For sure. Before I bought my property, I think I contacted my lender like 3 or 4 months in advance, and I was like, hey, like, this is what I'm wanting to do. I really need to know how I'm able to achieve this. And I was so young too.
Yes.
So I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I know how to buy and sell a house, but I don't know anything about the money side. Like, that is not my lane. That is her lane. And I don't get involved in that. But now that I've been through it, I feel like it's not as scary as people think. Like, if I can do it, literally anybody can do it. I was like freshly 19, and I bought a property and I had no idea what I was doing really with like the money side. I knew what I was doing on like the real estate side, but money side, I was like just signing all these documents. I had no idea what the whole entire process was. Like I'd never been through it, and I was like sending my clients through it. And so I feel like it was so good for me to like actually see exactly what my clients are submitting, and like you get to know your lender very well.
For sure.
They know everything about you. They know all your bank statements.
I'm looking through them.
Yeah. They know what you're purchasing. Like they know everything about you.
Yes.
So it's important to have somebody that you trust and that you can really get along with. And I feel like first-time home buyers especially are perfect for people like Hannah and I, because we get it. Like we were your age, like, or you might even be older than me, but like I'm still in the same phase of my life as you are yours. And I feel like people are more comfortable asking us questions.
Yes. So I have been on a lot of the sides of purchasing a home. I have been a buyer. I've been a seller. I have been a processor, which is the person that takes the loan after the loan officer sets it up and everything. They do the big chunk of the loan. So I've been through a lot of it, so I feel like I have a good insight on what to help borrowers with and prepare them for. If you are nervous in the process and you don't feel like you have enough information, you're probably with the wrong lender.
Definitely, for sure.
I talk to my borrowers up to when I go to sleep at night, first thing in the morning, weekends. And it doesn't feel like, it isn't like work, because I just want to help you feel comfortable. And this is a huge process. It's one of the biggest things you're going to do in your life. And I want to make you comfortable. I want to make sure that you know what is happening and everybody's on the same track. So if you're not comfortable, then something's not right.
Yes, I totally agree. I think that communication is the biggest thing in this business. Even between like professionals like Hannah and I, we want to make sure that if we're working on a deal together and she's my lender and I'm representing the buyer and I send my buyer to her, I need to know that she is going to perform the way that I want her to. And I want to know that she's communicating with my buyer and giving them the best service possible. And also like us updating each other on what's happening. I feel like a lot of lenders and realtors, they don't talk all the time and they just kind of let the buyer know what's happening. And then the realtor's like, hey, like, what's going on? Or the lender's like, did you send me this? Like, what are we doing? So I feel like it's super important to have a realtor and a lender have a great relationship, because then you know that everything is working together.
Yes.
Like we are working together to get this deal done. We're not pushing each other out and just letting the buyer be the middleman.
Correct. So making the best decision for you would be to choose a team of an agent and a lender that are already working together. They know each other. They know how to work together. Their process is going to be smooth. They're always in communication. If something happens, they're going to know how to fix it because they've probably been through it before.
Definitely.
So you definitely want a team that works together. I find communication extremely important. I'm reaching out to the seller's agent. I'm letting them know who I am. If they have any questions, please reach out to me. Like, I'm here. Mm-hmm. I'm here whenever anybody has a question. So no matter how dumb you think it is, it's not dumb.
Yeah.
You're not, this is my job. I know everything about this job, or, as much as I want to know, I can know. I don't know about your job, So if you're asking something, it's not dumb.
Yeah.
It's a question somebody has definitely asked before, and I'm definitely happy to answer it. You want to choose a good team that can help answer your questions and be there no matter what, to help each other out too.
Yeah, definitely. The moral of this story is that there's no dumb questions in your buying process.
Very correct.
Because I've been in the business for 3 years. I still don't know everything about real estate. Like, we're all learning something day by day.
We're asking each other the same questions.
Exactly. So you being nervous about buying, or even if you're selling and you're like, hey, I need some help with this. Like, I don't really know what I should be doing or how I buy my next house. Like, we have a plan for all of that. Yes. We're trying to make it as smooth as possible. And I think that having two people that are really on your side is like the most important thing. And don't be afraid to ask us questions, because
ask all the questions.
Ask all the questions. No question is a dumb question.
Correct. And if we don't know the answer, we're going to find out the answer.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I always say. I always say, like, if I don't know, like, I'm going to find it out.
Yes.
And
I'm going to find out within minutes because I want to know the answer.
Yes.
And that answer's never leaving my brain.
Yes, exactly. And that's how we learn in this industry every single day. Like, everything's always changing, and no transaction is the same either.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you do 5-10 transactions and then you have your 11th and it's like, okay, I've never been through this before,
Yes.
you're just constantly learning. And if I don't know something, I'm going to tell you that I don't know it.
Yeah.
But I will figure it out. So
It's only making us better.
it's only making us better for the next person that comes along with the same question. Okay. What's the biggest money mistake you see people make?
I would say there's not like the biggest one. There's something like there's always going to be something you could have done better, but nobody knows that, and it just depends on the situation. So if you're interested in buying a home, don't keep getting your credit run. Don't keep going to get credit cards unless it is advised by your lender or somebody helping you with your credit. Don't do it. Don't go buy a car. Don't go finance furniture. Unless you absolutely need to, then if you're already in the process, talk to your lender about it because they can help you work around it the best way possible. But just save your money and, don't go blow it on crazy things.
Yeah. During the buying process, you don't want people to make really insane, like, big purchases. You don't want people to buy a car. You don't want people to buy all these appliances or, like, finance new furniture and all that stuff. Why is that?
So when you are financing new things and you're buying a car or you're looking into credit cards, your credit is run. It might bring your credit score down. If you get a new card or you get a car payment is usually hundreds of dollars. So that's going to be added onto your debts, and that could ruin the loan. So your debt to income is a huge part of the loan, and if that gets messed up, you might not be approved anymore.
Yeah.
I personally know, like, I was going to buy my home and my car got stolen out of my driveway at my rental property. I know. So I was buying a home and needed a car, but I waited until we closed on the home because you have to.
Your car got stolen?
It got stolen out of my driveway. I was like, I'm moving. I knew
Okay,
I was moving.
How did they steal it? Did they have the key? No way.
We think that my key was copied, but that's another story.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so if your car gets stolen, don't buy another one until you close
Just
on the house.
Get your insurance to take care of getting your rental for a little bit. Let's just get through it.
Yeah.
And then we'll go get you a car.
You can do all of your big purchases or whatever you've been wanting to do after we
Don't
have
finance
closed on the
furniture.
house.
Don't finance a fridge. I know you're excited. I know you want to go do it, but really, you want to get to know the home,
Yeah.
You got to get to know the area and see what kind of furniture you want anyway. So just keep it at that and hold off.
You can do it the day after closing.
Do it the day of closing. Leave
Yeah.
closing. I don't care.
We just can't. We cannot.
Please don't do it before closing. Even the morning of. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Because then we look like the bad guy telling you,
Yes.
okay, well.
You're going to be very upset with me when I tell you can't get the loan anymore, and it's not on me.
We told you here first. Do not do it.
Don't do it.
What's one myth that you want to clear up today?
That you have to have money down. Because you don't.
I feel like that is the biggest misconception of whenever somebody buys a house. I think that people think, oh, I have to have 20% down and I have to have all this money saved up and then I'm not going to have any money to do anything with. So I feel like people are intimidated by lenders.
Definitely.
Especially.
Definitely.
Not really by me because I'm just like,
happy-go-lucky.
there to show you the house. Like, I don't
Yeah.
really deliver bad news, but I feel like you're the person that can, like, really stop them and be like,
Yes.
hey, this is something that's just not going to work. Yeah. So I feel like the down payment is so important to know that you don't have to put money down.
Correct. So there are those programs like USDA and VA where you do not have to put money down. And then there are the down payment assistance. So we can help you if you're in a situation where you don't have the money. Down payment and closing costs are separate, so you will have to have the closing costs at closing unless your seller covers them. And if you get the right agent, then you can get most of those covered, hopefully, and not have to come to closing with any money or very little. Reserves are something that you have to have money in your account at closing. That depends on your credit score typically and how want to use the word sketchy, but like sketchy your loan is, just based on how the underwriter thinks that they can approve you. If your score is a little lower, they might be a little fishy about it if you have some lates or something. So having reserves is something that we have to have a lot of times, and reserves are your monthly payment. So say your monthly payment is $1,000 for mortgage. If we have to have 2 months reserves, we'd have to have $2,000 in your bank account just to prove that it's there and you can pay your monthly payment. This isn't coming out. This is your money. It's staying your money, but we have to see it and make sure that you do have it, just in case.
Okay, perfect. Negotiating sellers paying the closing cost. That is something that I do for every first-time home buyer, and I always give my buyers the option to do that. Now, I feel like dealing with properties on Lake Murray that are a little bit higher end, especially in the millions, you typically don't see sellers covering that closing cost because they know that your client has the money. But for first-time home buyers, it's so important that you talk to the seller's agent and you're like, hey, this is my first-time home buyer. I really want to get all their closing costs covered, and this would like really help them out. This is their first home, whatever, like sob story basically. And usually I've never gotten somebody that has said no, because I think that agents especially, and people that are in the house and now selling, like they remember whenever they were buying their first house. Like they know how scary of a process it is and how intimidating it can be. And giving them a few $1,000s just to help with that, I think that's so important.
Right.
And I think that, you know, we still have good humans today. And that is like the biggest blessing in real estate, that a lot of homeowners do want to help out their first-time home buyers.
And a lot of them will offer it in the beginning to get buyers in the door. If they don't, and if you need more, something I do often is we can raise the offer that we make. So if the house is $240,000, we can offer $245,000 and say, hey, can we have that $5,000 extra? So you're not losing money. It just makes it a little different for me. So if the buyer is approved for a higher amount than the house, we can definitely do that. It raises their monthly payment very minimally, but it helps them not have to bring any to closing. So just working around that and making everybody happy. We can work around things.
Definitely. There's always a solution.
Always a solution.
In this business.
It might be time. It might be just working around sweethearting somebody, you know?
Exactly.
Making somebody happy some other way.
This is a relationship business that we're both in. So I feel like especially getting your client relationships, obviously, but also your professional relationships is so important, because if you know the agent on the other side, like, we're willing to work together.
Yes.
Everyone's willing to be a team.
Yeah, everybody wants to get that house sold and get you into a new house. Everybody's just, I mean, this is our jobs. Like, we're doing it because we need to make a living, but we also want to, because we want to do what's best for everybody in the situation. So
definitely
everybody's on the same team, just maybe different parts of the team.
Definitely, for sure. Do student loans stop people from being able to buy a house?
No. So a lot of people have student loans and they are deferred, or they don't have a payment on them currently. We just have to use a small percentage. If that small percentage is too much, then we'll kind of send them back sometimes and see if they can get a payment plan based on their income. So they don't. They do count against your debts, but it's really not a big chunk of it.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Because I feel like a lot of people, I mean, some people's parents obviously pay for their college, but a lot of people are paying out of pocket. So I feel like people can also be intimidated by that, coming to you and saying that I have all of this money from school. There's just no way that I can be able to buy a house.
And that's definitely like a leeway to medical debt. Medical debt is a huge thing, and obviously, like, it's not your fault. You got in that situation. And medical debt does not count against your credit. I mean, it counts against... Okay, it isn't counting against your debts. It does count against your credit. It will lower the score, like depending on how much you owe and if you've had any lates and everything. But it does not count against your debts. We don't count it at all.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's great because I mean, you didn't put yourself in that situation. Something happened, obviously. So, I mean, pay your medical bills, but it does not count against your debts. We do not have to use a payment.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
that's good to know. I definitely did not know that. I guess I just never thought about that.
I mean...
See, this is why we're here. We're just fueling each other's brain.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
How much house can I afford without being house poor?
That is the first question I ask my borrowers when we get on the phone is, how much are you comfortable with paying monthly?
Mm-hmm.
I can approve you for as much as we can, but I'm not comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be uncomfortable with that payment. I've had a lot of people that are like, hey, I'd like to purchase a home with this person and this person. What if something happens? I said, well, you're stuck with that payment. If you're on the mortgage, you're stuck with it. So let's make sure that you're comfortable paying that payment alone. If somebody loses their job or we get in some kind of weird situation. So I always ask them what they're comfortable paying monthly. If they want to go above that, I'm always asking, are you sure? Are you comfortable with this? I'm not downing you at all. I know in my situation, if I'm comfortable with a number, I'm loving going to look at houses higher, but I'm not going to be comfortable with it. So when you're out shopping, I like to run numbers also to make sure that you love the house. Do you love the payment that goes with it? Are you okay with paying that payment every month without fail?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like a lot of people get so excited when they're like, okay, I'm finally ready to buy a house. Okay, we understand, but we need to know how much you can afford. So whenever I'm taking a new buyer to see a bunch of houses and we don't have a pre-approval, we're going to see like $500,000 houses, $600,000 houses, and then we get the pre-approval. You only can afford $350,000, which is not a bad thing at all. Like that is not what we're saying. But what we are saying is whenever we go and start looking at the houses that are in your price range, you are going to be comparing those houses to every single nice house that you've seen, and you're not going to like any of them. So that's why pre-approval before we go and start touring is so important. We want to make sure that we know exactly what you can afford, exactly what you're comfortable with, and then we can choose our houses that we're going to see based on that. Because we are wasting people's time, especially if they have to get out of the house for a showing. And I love showing houses. Like, I love seeing a house.
All the houses.
I am a looky-loo myself, so I totally understand. But if we are taking time out of each other's day and we're going to see these houses and we can't actually put an offer in on them, I feel like it makes people so upset. So that's why pre-approval before we actually get to house hunting is so important. Wouldn't you agree?
I would 100% agree. You can definitely go to your agent first and have them point you to a lender, but do not look at houses until you have one, because you are going to be heartbroken.
Yeah.
And even if you're shopping on Zillow and you're actually seriously shopping on Zillow, because we all shop on Zillow.
Every day.
But if you're shopping on Zillow and you're serious about it, make sure you have an approval so you know what you're comfortable with. And like I said before, if you're not comfortable with the payment that you're approved for, let's make sure you're comfortable with it before you're out shopping so you don't get disappointed.
I have one last question. How long does it actually take to get a pre-approval?
Oh, girl. The second somebody sends me, so usually I will get a text message with the agent and the borrower introducing them. I'll say, hey, when can I give you a call? I can give them a call immediately. Once that call is done, I ask them all the questions, takes about 10 minutes, have them fill out an application. And then once they fill that out, if all is said and done right after each other, I can have it to you in 30 minutes.
Okay.
I'm on it. If you need a house and you're out shopping and you need an approval higher, just call me.
See, I feel like that's so perfect because I think that people think that it takes like so long to get pre-approved, and it actually doesn't. It's
not that daunting, and I'm not going to leave you hanging and second guessing like, hey, what if I'm not approved? Like, I'm going to keep you very in the loop, and I'm going to get it to you as soon as possible.
Zillow is a very big platform. I feel like everybody uses that whenever they are searching for a home, and they have a option where you can see how much you're qualified for.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Don't believe it. They're not running your credit. They're not looking at all your debts. They're giving you, you're giving them answers. You're giving them probably what you think your credit is, and people think their credit is a lot higher than it actually is. The credit score that they pull on their own is a lot higher than what we have it is. So don't take it with a grain of salt. It's not. If it takes me 30 minutes, it's probably going to take you 30 minutes to type it all out anyway, so you might as well just come to me.
Yes, there you go. That's the same thing with this estimate. Like, do not trust his estimate.
I'm an actual human. She's an actual human. We know what we're doing. We were trained for this. Like,
please don't trust this estimate or the mortgage estimator on Zillow. Just contact your realtor, contact your lender, and we will have the right answers for you, not Zillow. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I really hope that this helped somebody that is wanting to buy a house and doesn't really know how to start the process. So if you want to start the process, just contact your realtor or your lender, and we will send each other to you, and we will get the process started for you. Thank you so much, and I hope that y'all have a great rest of your day.